Marvel. Do you think that it was a good idea for Marvel to give us Disney Plus series? I personally think that they should have kept a few of these to themselves. Here are my thoughts on all 8 Disney Plus series that have been released so far by Marvel Studios, from worst to best. There have been 8 so far, so the one that I like the least is Hawkeye. I enjoyed Kate Bishop. I enjoyed Yelena Belova. But outside of that, the series did absolutely nothing for me. This wasn't necessary. This wasn't needed. And what was the big hook for this show? And it was Kingpin's finger, then Kingpin's face on the phone, and then Kingpin in the final episode. But all in all, this series was a complete waste of time. Number 7, Midnight. I meant Moon Knight. I'm calling him Midnight because the show was kind of mid. Not gonna lie. You know, outside of the costume looks great. Oscar Isaac, great performance. Was when you found out how he got his 2 personalities. I thought that episode, I actually cried during that episode. I actually felt something. I thought that right there was probably one of the best episodes of a Disney Plus series that I've seen. However, it doesn't make it a completely good series. This series would have been better as a movie because that ending was very, very lackluster. Number 6, Miss Marvel. I was very excited for this series when it came out. When I was trying to introduce my daughter into to get into some of the Marvel stuff, you know, one of the characters that she did take a liking to was Miss Marvel. And we would read the Miss Marvel comic book sometimes. Now, this is one of the shows that I feel like started off very, very strong and then just completely fell off. The bright spots are Kamala Khan as a character is probably one of the best things, one of the best new characters that we've seen in the MCU since Endgame. I love the family dynamic. I love her dynamic with her friends. Everything I actually felt like I was a part of the family. And then even watching the Marvel's trailer, I'm excited to see it. I think she's going to shine. I think she's going to excel in that movie. However, as a series, I like the first 2 episodes. The last episode was fun to watch, but in terms of, you know, like a series finale, the damage was done. But did the show deserve all the hate that it got? No. Because people weren't hating the show for the content, you know, that they were watching. They were just hating it because they're assholes. Number 5, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is a toss-up with number 4. John Walker, U.S. agent. I hated him. I really, really hated him. And this is one of the few times in the MCU that they gave us something that we really don't see too often. And that's a real gruesome death. I mean, he killed a man with the Captain America shield. That might be a top 5 Disney Plus moment for me personally. But the show overall, it just felt like it was missing something. Maybe better villains, maybe a better story. And I wasn't really feeling the speech at the very end of it. It just felt very, very safe. Number 4, WandaVision. Now, WandaVision, in my opinion, the first 2 episodes I really, really loved. It was just interesting to see 2 Marvel characters in a whole different setting outside of what we were used to seeing. It's the first time we've seen something like this in the MCU. The show did keep my interest. I think most of it was I was just starving for Marvel content, you know, because the pandemic and everything, and we haven't had anything in like over a year. It kept my attention, and then towards like the last few episodes, it just kind of fell off for me. But overall, I do think the show was pretty solid, and I wasn't one of the people that was rooting for an Agatha spinoff show, but we're getting it, and I hope it's good. Number 3, you're gonna hate me for this, but it's She-Hulk. I enjoyed this show. I thought that it was a great change of pace that they made with She-Hulk in terms of giving us a comedy. It was very lighthearted. It was very relaxing. It felt like I was watching like a cable network show on TBS or something. Although the CGI on She-Hulk was terrible at times, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk looks amazing all the time, and it always has. But She-Hulk was looking like, like Laura Croft on the Tomb Raider from PS1. Overall, I did enjoy the show. I find it hilarious that it was actually written maybe like a few years ago, and they already knew the commentary that they were going to get. Great to see Charlie Cox back as Daredevil. Can't wait for his series as well. Number 2, Loki. I feel like this show was amazing. This show was amazing. This show had me on the edge of my seat every week because I was like, okay, what's going on with this multiverse stuff? What's going on with these timekeepers? Is that Loki loving himself? Is this weird? Is this what I do when I'm lonely, loving myself? Is that the same thing? I'll say this, right? The Disney Plus shows, they keep you waiting and 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 waiting for nothing. But this one delivered at the finale. This is probably the best finale that they've had. And it was just Jonathan Majors as He Who Remains, a Kang variant, just talking for 40 minutes straight. Just a conversation. Amazing television. Amazing. And number 1, What If? I think that What If is the best Disney Plus show that they've had. I have no complaints. Now, was every episode great? No, there were a few that I think there was 1 or 2, like Thor Has a Party or something that wasn't that good. But overall, I mean, it gave us 3 great moments in my opinion. The last 2 episodes with the Infinity Ultron, I think were amazing. I was on the edge of my seat with that. And then also Hank Pym. They showed that Hank Pym is probably the most dangerous man in the MCU. And also the Doctor Strange episode. Whew, man, good stuff. So let me know what you think. Did you like any of these shows? What was your favorite show? What do you think is the best? You agree with What If? I think that might be the safe choice, but I feel like it's the only choice that makes sense. In terms of these shows, do you not like cartoons? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Please be sure to like, subscribe so you can never miss a video, turn your notifications on, and check out my other content. Thank you for watching.